Mad Max 2 is a soundtrack album for the 1981 film Mad Max 2, composed by Brian May. It was released on vinyl in the United States in 1982 by Varèse Sarabande, followed by a CD released on the 25th of October 1990. Overview. In 1981, composer Brian May.It teamed with director George Miller and producer Byron Kennedy to write the music for Mad Max 2. Unlike the score for the previous film, May approached the music with a more legato and grandeur frame of reference. It was an optimistic picture, and it was really like a modern revival of an old western, said May. Whereas in Mad Max I had a jagged brass, very atonal and difficult to play, in Mad Max 2 I had deep basses, cellos, and lots of short motifs that were not totally melodic but were just enough to be unified. The score also bears resemblance to the Western genre, featuring a refined orchestra that differs from the first film. It is also often compared to Mars, the Bringer of War, from Gustav Holst's orchestral suite The Planets. The manuscripts of the orchestrated cues were later damaged in a flash flood, though some pages were saved by restoration experts. The music has since been released multiple times through various labels. The original Varèse Sarabande album release from 1982 is presented with May's cues out of order and sometimes retitled. Part of the track title, Finale and Lagarde, is actually the main title. Montage was written for the truck chase scene, and main title is actually the heard during the post-title montage. The sound effects suite that concludes the disc has two cues, Boomerang Attack and Gyro Flight, that do not appear elsewhere on the album. The soundtrack begins with the music for the montage main title sequence, which gives the backstory to the descent into war and chaos. The next selections accompany the action-packed sequences as Max and the Settlers battle with the gang. The final tracks include the finale and Lagarde, and the end title music, which is used while the narrator describes the settlers' escape to the coast to start a new life. The recording also includes a suite of special effects sounds, such as the Feral Kids' Boomerang Attack, Gyro Flight, the Big Rig Starts, Breakout, and the climactic effects for The Refinery Explodes, when the booby-trapped oil refinery turns into a fireball. Reception. The musical score received generally positive reviews. Chaz Kangas of City Pages wrote, seemingly with a much bigger orchestra and undoubtedly more resources to play with, one can't help but marvel at Mad Max 2's music. You could put it over stock footage of children's education films from the 50s and it would still make whatever you're watching feel legendary. Track listing. All music composed by Brian May. Expanded edition. Mad Max 2 is a bootleg featuring extended and alternate cues previously unreleased. Album cues from the original album are bolded in the following track listing. Asterisk contains material that was present on the original soundtrack as montage main title. Asterisk contains material that was present on the original soundtrack as SFX suite. Personnel. Production. Additional music.